Let's get started. Well, it's good to see everyone. Welcome to the December meeting of the Hudson River Valley Greenway. What a treat to be up here this morning to see flurries in the air. So seasonal, such a pretty time, or reflective time for renewal. And it's wonderful to see all of you. And thank you all for joining us on Zoom as well. So let's get started with the Pledge of Allegiance. Let's see the flag here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm happy to greet you all and wanted just to have introductions. So we'll start in the room and then move to Zoom. I'm Kevin Burke. I'm the chair of the Greenway Conservancy, and we'll be co-chairing this morning with Wynn Aldridge, who's the vice chair of the Communities Council, stepping in for Meg Downey, who was called away out of town on a family medical emergency, and she's very sorry she can't be here. So why don't we go this way? Start with you, Angela.
Wait, board member for council member for Dutchess County. Good morning, Linda Malabi, Empire State Development, representing Commissioner Hudson. Morning.
Cindy Lanzetta, I'm on the Conservancy board as well.
Mark Lane, representing OGS. Jeannie Williams on the Conservancy board for Saratoga County.
And vote Chiaro, Greenway staff taking minutes.
Brian Kaufman, Chief of Staff and Legislative Director for State Senator Michelle Hinchy, who is
It's here on Zoom. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Amy Bracewell, National Health Service.
Hi, Betsy Jacks, Town School National Historic Site and Vice Chair of the Greenway.
Wynn Aldridge, Vice Chair of the Council.
Scott Keller, Executive Director. It's great. Why don't we go to the back now?
Good morning. I'm Nina Shaheen, Director of Parks at Senior Hudson. I'm a resident of Sophus and I occasionally write grants and tours the market. Good morning. I'm Priscilla Brunner, Executive Director of Greater Hudson Heritage Network.
Great. And did we miss Kitty? Did you want to say a quick hello?
Kitty Brown, I was hungry.
I blame you. Very good. And then let's move now to our online staff. Yeah, I'm back. Shannon, Dan.
Dan Jason, Project Director at the Greenway.
Shannon Day, Director of Operations at the Greenway.
Great. Okay, and now with Zoom, it's a little complicated to figure out how to move around here. How do you want to do that?
Let's start with Sarah Eidelman. I will do it as you appear on my screen and ask you to introduce yourselves.
Okay, thank you. Sarah Eidelman, council-appointed member of the Conservancy from Washington County.
Scott Croft.
Hi, Scott Croft, Hudson Riverboat and Yacht Club Association.
Vincent Altieri. You're muted. Yeah, Vincent, you're muted.
Oh, there. Hi, Vincent Altieri from Rockland County Executive Ed Day.
Sarah Olson.
Hi, Sarah Olson from the Greenway Conservancy. We can't see, or I can't see the meeting.
Yes.
Shannon, do you have the video?
How's that now?
No.
Yes, there it is.
There.
Okay, great. Thank you, Sarah. Jennifer Carlquist.
Good morning. Thanks, Sarah. Jennifer Carlquist. I'm the Executive Director of Boscobel House and Gardens and the Putnam County Representative. So glad to be here. Thanks.
Donal Collins. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, sir. Donal Collins, Supervisor, Town of Chatham in Columbia County. Thank you so much. I have to leave shortly, unfortunately, for a collective bargaining meeting, so I hope no one takes affront to that, but I truly appreciate your time today. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Senator Hinchey.
Hi, everyone. Michelle Hinchy, Senator for the 41st.
Jane McLaughlin.
Good morning, everyone. Jane McLaughlin. I am the treasurer of the Greenway Conservancy.
All right, I'm going to butcher this. I'm just going to go with the first name, Carly.
Hi, all. Carly Fraccaroli. I'm the state policy manager for Scenic Hudson.
Mary McNamara.
Good morning. I'm with the Greenway Communities Council, and I have the honor of representing Ulster County.
Lisa Weiss.
Good morning, everyone. I'm with New York State Department of Transportation, and I'm representing Lance McMillan, who represents our Commissioner Dominguez. Thank you.
Skip Piscatelli.
Yes, good morning. Skip Piscatelli, Community Council member from the city of New York.
And Kay Seifridsberger. Sorry if I butchered that. You're muted. Okay. So I would ask everyone who's on the Zoom call to please mute so we don't get feedback here in the room. And when the time comes for voting, just wave your hand. We're all on one screen here. We just had some.
Okay. Okay, I'm happy to call the meeting to order. And again, welcome everyone. One thing we need to do first is to talk to the person who is really hosting us this morning. We're so happy to see Amy when you walk in the door. Amy has been such a breath of fresh air in her role as superintendent here in Hyde Park, is doing wonderful things. And has, I think, exciting news to share about an anniversary that's coming up. We're looking forward to hearing from you. So happy to have you come and say a few words of welcome.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Again, my name is Amy Bracewell. It's a privilege to serve as the superintendent here at the 3 parks in Hyde Park, along with Martin Van Buren and Kinderhook. We have been having a very busy summer and moving into the fall. I don't think there is an off season anymore. It just keeps moving. Like Kevin said, we are really focused right now on a very big anniversary that's coming up in Sunday. It's coming up Sunday. December 10th is the 75th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Eleanor Roosevelt served as the committee chair for the UN, for the committee on drafting this declaration. And thanks to the Greenway, we have produced free booklets for everyone. We've been handing them out here at the Wallace Center, at Eleanor Roosevelt's house, to school children in the classrooms and on field trips. And we have several boxes ready to go for Sunday. So we are very excited about that. We've also been working with all of our park partners on our events for Sunday, and it has come together really well. I'm very excited about it. Sunday, we have sessions in the auditorium here from 10 to 4, really, focusing on, we've got a panel discussion on human rights in Poughkeepsie. We have representatives from the UN coming for a panel discussion on the UN and global human rights. We have a speaker talking about the women of the UDHR Commission. We've got the Presidential Library showcasing some animated shorts, videos. And we've got a concert for human rights with students from Bard will be performing and ending our event that day. Also in this room, we're going to be having something we've never done before, but we're calling it the Human Rights Expo. So from 10 to 2, local nonprofits and human rights organizations will have tables here in this area where community members can come and explore the resources that are available in our own community for human rights. So we are just thrilled about this. Our Beatrix Farron Garden is providing a contemplative experience that day. Starting tomorrow, the Presidential Library will be exhibiting Eleanor Roosevelt's draft copy of the UDHR in the library for just a month. It is such a precious document that it is rarely on display. So we are very excited about that too. That comes on the heels of Saturday is our traditional holiday open house for kids and families. It is a fee-free day for the house and for the library. So we are getting right into the holiday season. I just also want to note some things that have been happening this summer. I know we've highlighted things at your past commission meetings and past committee meetings, but this year we have really been focused on civil rights in the Roosevelts, and hopefully everyone has been able to see the really amazing exhibit that's in the Presidential Library going on through the end of 2024 on the Roosevelts and civil rights. It is a powerful exhibit, and the Park Service has an accompanying, we commissioned a study on civil rights, thanks to Kevin and our colleagues at Harvard, to compile the information about civil rights leaders of the Roosevelt time period. We, on a smaller note, but equally exciting, we were able, through partner funds, able to restore FDR's snuggery in his house. It took special custom-made wallpaper from France, as they were the only ones that could do this historic wallpaper. And we were able to completely restore and give it fresh life this past summer. And then our home garden. I want to end with our home garden because I think that they just finally ended producing produce at Thanksgiving. We were still providing produce to Duchess Outreach up until Thanksgiving. And the last count I had was over 380 crates of produce being donated to the local community, thanks to FDR Hyde Park Foundation and Duchess Outreach for being able to facilitate this. That is a huge lift for our community, for our volunteers and our staff that man the home garden. And we are so proud to be able to partner with the community this way. So we have a lot of great things going on, and I hope that you come on Sunday, come back and see exhibits and talks and everything. And thank you for being here.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
You can see what I mean. He was wonderful. Yes.
For those of you who aren't aware of it, because we mentioned there's anybody who's not aware, that wonderful, very productive, and increasingly productive, was for 70 years, or very nearly 70 years, an asphalt parking lot for the Presidential Library and for perhaps the whole site. And it seems like an obvious thing now, but when it was first undertaken, it seemed like a pretty brave project. But it was only the fact that this building was built off the Roosevelt lands nearby that we were able to move the parking lot, or the government was able to move the parking lot, and it freed that piece of real estate up. And it's just such a wonderful thing to have productive land that's helping those in need, just what the Roosevelts would have wanted. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you, Wint. Okay, next item on our agenda is to review the agenda. One thing I did want to mention is that on our agenda, if we look under the Communities Council portion, just wanted to note that it should be the Village of Athens, not the Town of Athens. So want to just announce that correction. And with that, want to ask if there are any comments on the agenda before we move on to our next item. Hearing none. The next thing we have to take care of is to approve the minutes of the last meeting, which was held at Boscobel on October 11th. And this was a joint meeting of the Conservancy and the Communities Council. And we will need to have an approval first and second from any member of the board. Bob first and second from anyone? Jane, thank you. All in favor, please signal by saying aye. Any opposed? So move, terrific. And now we move on to the Conservancy portion of the agenda. And for that, I'll turn it over to Scott.
Thank you, Kevin. First item of business is to award $422,500 with the Conservancy Trail Grants. The first one is to the Open Space Institute Land Trust. Their project is based in Orange County. They're seeking grant funding for $250,000 for Scunnamunk Meadows ADA accessible trail. This will be a mile of accessible trail. I'm sorry, 1.7 miles of accessible trail with another mile to follow at a subsequent project. And the committee does recommend 250, the grants committee recommends 250,000. Is there anyone here from OSI? Okay. The Bedford, town of Bedford is seeking, in Westchester County, is seeking funding in the amount of $50,000 for a Route 117 multi-use trail connectivity design plan. The committee recommends $50,000. The Village of Rhinebeck here in Dutchess County is seeking grant funding in the amount of $104,500 for the Sawkill Red Hook Trail Phase 2. The committee recommends $104,500. I'm sorry, $18,000 for Village of Rhinebeck. I skipped down, I read the amount wrong. Let me start over with Village of Rhinebeck. Grant funding in the amount of $18,000 for the Rhinebeck Red Hook Bike Hike Trails Rehab and ES Empire State Trail Connection. The committee recommends $18,000. The Winnicke Land Trust here in Dutchess County is seeking grant funding in the amount of $104,500 for the Sawkill Red Hook Trail Phase 2, and the committee recommends $104,500. Next item on the agenda is a submerged aquatic vegetation or SAV restoration project at Stockport Flats. This project is part of our continuing partnership with the Hudson River National Estuarine Research Reserve and involves our accepting and managing $125,000 from the Department of Environmental Conservation to work with the University of Maryland Center for Environmental Science to grow and plant test beds of SAV to help restore that lost over the past years due to destructive flooding caused by hurricanes and other factors. We will receive our usual 10% administrative fee from these funds to cover the cost of the services that we are providing. Kevin, we need a motion to approve all of that.
And are there any questions about any of these before call that? Just
I'll make a motion to approve the awarding of all those grants.
thank you, Cindy. And we'll need a second from the Conservancy. Betsy, thank you. Second. All in favor from the Conservancy, again, please signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Terrific. So moved. All right. I think with that, we move on to the Communities Council.
Yes, if you would care to call the meeting to order, Chairman.
I call the Communities Council to order, and when we vote, I would ask that the voting be limited to those members of the council who are here. We have start, I think, 3 grants to.
Yes. The town of Chatham in Columbia County is seeking grant funding in the amount of $10,000 for new zoning regulations. Committee recommends $10,000 contingent upon the town board's adoption of their recently completed comprehensive plan. So this grant won't go into effect until the town board adopts the comp plan. Town of Post-and-Kill in Rensselaer County is seeking grant funding in the amount of $10,000 for a comp plan, and the committee recommends $10,000. Is there anyone here from Post-and-Kill? Don't think so. And the Village of Athens in Greene County is seeking grant funding in the amount of $5,000 for an Athens Riverine Living Museum and Education Center study. The committee recommends $5,000, and Rita Shaheen, who is with Scenic Hudson, who is partnering with the villages here. And if you'd like to say a few words, Rita.
Thank you. I'm excited to represent the Village of Athens, and unfortunately they weren't able to be here today. So about 1 hour north of here is the beautiful Village of Athens. For those who may not know much about it, it's one of the most distinct historic rural communities in the Hudson Valley. And along its riverfront is a 6-acre parcel that Scenic Hudson, who I work with, purchased in 2021. And thanks to the Village of Athens and their forward thinking, particularly the mayor, Amy Sorrego and Council Member Dr. Josh Lipsman, they envisioned a Athens Riverine Living Museum Education Center, convened group of stakeholders, and they had worked hard to advance this vision, turning that property into a center that has also a 6,000 or 8,000 square foot warehouse that could be used for educational purposes, and then the exterior of it has the potential to connect to the Athens State Boat Launch, and a Greenway grant would enable this project to move forward with a comprehensive study that is important to get this going. So I appreciate very much this opportunity. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Rita.
Okay, I'd call for a motion to approve the 3 grants. And this is.
Bob Elliott. Bob Elliott,
Bob Elliott, and a second.
Angela.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Right.
Okay, and I think this just formally moves us to the next item on the agenda, which is the National Heritage Area. That's a portion. Back to Scott.
All right, we'll start with the 2024 budget update. Congress has been unable to agree on a budget to date, but has passed continuing resolutions, which will fund the NHA for nearly a third of the 2024 federal fiscal year. We are hoping that, and that will be at the current levels. We're hoping that soon they'll be able to pass a full budget. I have a 2023 Ramble update. We have received a 70% response rate from our Ramble event hosts, and we feel we can extrapolate that data to provide overall numbers. We had 156 registered events this year. As you may recall, September was a little damp. 20 of those were canceled, almost all of them because they were rained out, including some with 1 or more rain dates that were also rained out. So it was rough. For the 136 events that did occur, we averaged 267 participants per event and a total of more than 36,000 plus participants, an increase of over 7,000 from our 2022 numbers. Our Ramble staff, Beth and Cody, feel that this demonstrates the continuing recovery of this event from the pandemic. And when combined with the cost savings from a limited guidebook print run, this is an event well worth continuing. Our average cost per attendee this year was just about 70 cents, excluding staff time. So that's a pretty good investment for an event that generates about $20 million in economic impact into the valley each year. That's all I have for that. I will move on to my executive director's report. Yes. Yes.
We're so happy to have her on board. Yeah.
I completely agree. Moving on to the executive director's report. Andy Bicking from Scenic Hudson, who has been on our advisory board for a number of years, has informed the chairs that he is resigning, and he is unable to be here this morning, but he asked me to read the following statement from him. The Hudson River Valley has been dear to me professionally and personally for over 25 years, and participating with the Greenway has been a highlight during this time. It is therefore with feelings of both gratitude and clear-eyed sense of purpose that comes with only big life decisions that I'm writing to share my resignation from the advisory board. I'm looking forward to a new chapter in my career as executive director of the Connecticut Forest and Park Association. I'll cherish many memories from this time, from helping to kick off the Great Hudson River Ramble and Great Hudson River Paddle many years ago, to defending the very existence of the agency during some particularly challenging moments. And yes, he was crucial to her still being here. And being provided many wonderful opportunities to learn about and promote the region we all hold dear. The heart and soul of my time working in the Hudson Valley has always been the people, It's taken partnership, trust, and understanding to advance our shared goals. I will forever be grateful for the spirit of shared endeavor and the friendship the Greenway boards and staff have provided. As always, please, and that's it for his statement. We already did the UDHR more capably than I could have, but a reminder, Sunday, 10 o'clock, it all kicks off. As always, please join me in thanking the staff for their hard work. Your support for them will be even more important as we move through the process of hiring a new executive director, as will their support for that person. Thank you, guys. The next thing is new business, and I believe you're going to update people. on
Yes, yes.
Executive director search.
Yeah, so why don't I do that first, and then I can ask about new business. I wanted to just give a very brief update on the impossible task that we have as the executive committee, and that is looking for Scott's successor, which is not going to be easy, but I am happy to report that we have put a lot of effort into outreach. Thanks, a deep thanks to Angela Henry, our fellow board member, for guiding us. This is her bailiwick. She really knows how to do this and has been wonderful in guiding us and giving us some great advice on how to expand the search and make sure that we have a good field. And since that time, we've, as I mentioned, doing a lot of outreach, and we have dozens of applications to consider, which is exciting and a pretty strong field. As we move through the rest of the month, we'll finish up that part of the process and hope to begin conducting interviews in January. Scott will be with us through March 28th. March 28th, and we hope to have a replacement by then, but if not, there'll be a transition period to that person until that person can start. We just want to make sure that we're giving the process itself as full of our attention and effort as we can, because it's a really important, very exciting job. And you know, I was thinking as I was sitting there, you know, there's a part of our work here that's very formal in terms of approving grants and making motions and seconding it, but I do think that it's always important just to remember what we're doing, which is we are, through these efforts of seeding projects and nonprofits and municipalities, we are helping to preserve, protect, and grow the valley in ways that are, I think, celebrate its history, its potential, and its beauty. And there's a lot of mission that goes along this work, a dedicated staff who believes in this work, Scott's leadership, board members who show up and are always there when we need them. And I think it's because we have a shared commitment to this region and want to see it remain what it is and to grow in a smart, good, inclusive way for our people. And so the work that we do can seem formal at times, but underneath it, remember, it's really about seeding the passions and beliefs and projects of many wonderful organizations and people who are out there doing such great work on the front lines to make a difference. So I just wanted to mention that as I now ask for new business. Are there items we should know about that we haven't covered here that you wish to share or let us know about? Open the floor. Priscilla, in fact, yeah.
Good morning again, all. I am Priscilla Brennan, the Executive Director of the Greater Hudson Heritage Network. And for those of you who may have seen me present in the past, we are the statewide service organization for New York State that we seek to build the capacity of heritage organizations, which are living history sites, museums, cultural institutions throughout the Hudson the Hudson Valley region. But I wanted to report about our 2023 program. Thanks to the generosity of the Hudson River Valley National Heritage Area and the Greenway, we presented our workshop series called Stone Strategies, which is the preservation and documentation of historic cemeteries in the Hudson Valley region. It was very well attended, including by your staff. You attended a couple of them. And it was held at the Oakwood Cemetery, which was in Troy. It was at Bedford Historical Society, which is in Bedford, and at the Historic Huguenot Street, which is in September. We had 57 organizations join us. And these are organizations who not only have historic cemeteries in their community, but also have cemeteries at the historic sites. At the workshop, we're joined by Lex from the Conservator, and they learned the importance of the conservation of the stones, what some of the symbols on the stones mean, so they can use them for interpretive reasons and for purposes, and how critical it is for the preservation and conservation of these stones. Because in many cases, these stones are the last written documentation that these people actually existed. At the workshop, they learned how to clean the stones, they learned how some of the documentation can help them in their interpretive programming, and then finally, how to put some of the stones back together, how to conserve the stones. So we are grateful for the Greenway for helping to present this workshop. We would not have been able to do it without you. So thank you so very, very much. I also wanted to report about the ABCs of Collections Care. This is a book that we published with support of the Hudson River Valley National Heritage Area, the Greenway, which is all on the care of the objects in the collection. I reported on this back at the March meeting, but for those of you who didn't attend that particular meeting, the book is a full color publication which features images from historic sites from throughout the Hudson Valley. In it is information on how you can care for your collections. The book was sold out in the first printing, which I'm delighted to report. And the second printing, with support of the Hudson River Valley Heritage Area, has been published. The book is being sold throughout the region and at the museum gift shops as well, so that they can sell it to their museum visitors, so they can learn how to care for their own heritage collections. So I wanted to thank you so much for your continued participation, for your support, and all that we do for Greater Hudson Heritage Network, but also for your ongoing support of the Hudson River Valley National Heritage Area, historic sites, the museum, scenic, and the natural resources that we have here. Because frankly, we would not be able to do all of our community work from. So thank you so much for serving us and for serving with your Hudson. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Maybe
Kevin, I'd just like to say a word about those empty chairs at the back of the room. Before COVID and for many years, those chairs would be largely filled. And it's true that some of them are applicants for grants, and they knew that they were receiving the grants, so their in-laws and nieces and nephews were there too, perhaps. But we had a good attendance, and it makes the whole meeting vibrate with enthusiasm and excitement. And we hope that COVID is moving behind us now, that all of us can encourage public attendance, whether or not they have a particular reason to be interested in the agenda, because this is an educational forum for the members of the two boards as well as for the general public. And we'd just like to see more people engaged, because we know that we all love and care about the Hudson Valley, but there's an opportunity to exchange information here and develop even more enthusiasm once we are together. And it's only 4 times a year. Maybe it'll be more often than that. Thank you.
Now with this staff.
Well said. Well said. Anybody else in the room? Anyone on Zoom want to share good news with us, or updates or announcements? Okay, Jennifer Carlquist, just make sure you're unmuted and go ahead.
Thank you so much. I want to echo Priscilla's thanks for the incredible support for the museum community that the Greenway has bestowed through GHHN as well as other programs. And I just wanted to share the news that one of the projects that we discussed when you were at Boscobel in October was our entrance reconfiguration visit in order to be more welcoming, more accessible, and safer and better connected to our community. The Greenway has also funded the feasibility study, which is for a walking trail between Boscobel and Main Street in Cold Spring. It's only a mile. We can do this. I just wanted to let you know that we were awarded a $250,000 REDC grant for the first phase of that entrance reconfiguration project. So the wheels are in motion, and now we're certainly putting together also a private fundraising plan. And we so appreciate everybody's enthusiasm for welcoming more people safely to Boscobel.
Great. Thank you, Jennifer. Anybody else? Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone. I think that's it. I did want to mention our upcoming meetings. We'll see you again March 6th, 2024 for our next meeting. And you'll see June 12th on our agenda is our June meeting, October 9th of next fall, and December 11th will be our last of 2024. So you've got the full calendar in front of you, and also
And
we're
they
giving
will
out
all-
calendars today.
They will all be here.
Yeah.
And really, the only one that matters is the March one. I don't care about the rest.
Right, of course, of course. After that, we're on our own.
You'll do
all right,
fine.
We'll do fine. Well, listen, I hope you all have a peaceful, warm, meaningful holiday season. I do think it's a very exciting opportunity this weekend to come back here to celebrate human rights. You know, at a time of suffering in so many parts of our world right now, Eleanor Roosevelt is a beacon, and she's ours. You know, she's from here, and it's a place to come and to commune and to feel inspired at a time when we're, I think, all searching for that. So thank you, Amy. Thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful end of your year, and we look forward to seeing you in 2024. So thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.